Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for today's havening. Before I start the havening session, I'd just like to explain something. So at this moment in time, as you know, this has never ever happened before, and certainly not something as big as this right across the world that's impacting so many people. But if you notice, it's impacting people in a very different way. So some people are completely panicking and they have been for weeks, and other people are still being quite calm and quite cool about the whole thing. In fact, some people are not even heeding any of the information that's been passed out and just going about their life in their normal daily way. But you know what? That's the right thing for them. And while it might be frustrating for the rest of us, that is how they're processing their reality. You see, because every second of every day we are being met by between 2 million and up to about 5 or 6 billion pieces of information, depending on how stimulated you are from the environment that you live within. So within all the pieces of information, we can only actually process about 134 bits. Now that's tiny compared to what is actually available to us. So in order for us to create our version of reality, we compare and contrast everything that's happening now to everything that's happened previously to give us our version, our view of the world. Hence why something happens and I particularly would maybe find it amusing and someone else would find it upsetting. Or something might happen that I find I'm indifferent about and someone else is killing themselves laughing and I'm thinking, that's actually not that funny. But it's because how we experience the world is the right way for us. So if we have an event and we give that event meaning based on how we're processing our reality, then if the landscape of the brain, and by landscape I mean our landscape can be one of two things. It can be vulnerable or it can be resilient. If we have a resilient mindset and we have a resilient landscape of the brain, what that means is that we're able to solution focus. We're able to really kind of creatively think about ways to get ourselves from the situation that we're in just right now to a different way of thinking, or into a different situation, or to a completely different thought process. We're able to creatively construct a version of events that will enable us to move on from where we are. Alternatively, we can find our landscape to be vulnerable, where we feel we have no option, where we feel we have no one to support us, where we feel that things are really just going against us. We then limit our thinking capacity in terms of being able to get ourselves from where we are to where we want to be. If you then add inescapability, or the perceived sense of inescapability, and by that I mean trapped, so the feeling of being trapped or the perceived sense of being trapped, we then have the perfect recipe for us to encode an event, an experience as trauma. So what I'm saying basically is trauma can be anything. Trauma can be being a child and being shouted at by a teacher. Trauma can be abuse in childhood. Trauma can be a car crash. Trauma can be childbirth. You know, childbirth for women is one of the events that we are completely trapped within. It's inescapable. We cannot get ourselves out of that situation. We need to just go through it, and that is it. Now, what's happening now and what has been happening for the last few while, a lot of us are going through the same event, but we're giving it a very different meaning. So for some of us, we're watching what's happening around the world and we're going straight into panic mode. If we already live with compromised mental health in terms of anxiety, then it puts us straight into that overdrive, to that overwhelming feeling of, oh my goodness, this is going to happen to me. There's a potential here that I could die. There's a potential my family could die. There's a potential, and instantly we're into a vulnerable landscape. It means that we are just constantly thinking about the worst possible outcome. That perceived sense of feeling trapped, that perceived sense of inescapability from the experience right here and right now, means that for a lot of us just right now, we'll be experiencing this and we'll be encoding this. And by encoding, I mean storing in our neurological parts in our mind. We will be storing this within our mind as a traumatic experience or event. What that then means is further down the line, we're going to see a lot of people presenting with the symptoms of anxiety, presenting with the symptoms of trauma because of what's happening. People are losing their jobs, people are losing family members, people are losing their sense of identity and their sense of self. So what I'd like to then do is I'd like to get you to think today, what if we're free? What if we are free? Because inevitably we are all free. We might have been told we have to stay in our homes. We might have been told that, we're not allowed to socialise. But ultimately we're still free. We still have the freedom to move about our homes. We still have the freedom to go out for a walk. We still have so this is not an inescapable event or an event that is causing entrapment. It might sometimes feel like that, but if you can change the way you're thinking about it, this will change the way that you encode and store this memory for future. So what I'd like you to do, I'd like you to put your hands across your shoulders and rub yourself from the shoulders down to the elbows, just like we've been doing in the last few days. Just gently apply the Havening technique in any way that suits for you. Go as fast or as slow as you like. And then your hands. And just rub your hands gently over. Now, normally for the Havening technique, we would rub our hands across our face, but because some of the advice that we're being given from the government and from healthcare professionals is at this time not to be touching your face. So we'll leave that one out for just now. So as you're doing this, I'd like you just to think, what if we are free? What if we are free? Every cell in my body is well. Every cell in my body is happy. Every cell in my body is well. Every cell in my body is happy. Every cell in my body is well. Every cell in my body is happy. There may be other situations within your life right now that you feel trapped. That could be something within the home. It could be a situation at work and you're taking this time to be calm and relaxed, but knowing in the back of your mind that you have to go back. Imagine if you were free from that event. Imagine if you were free from the experiences. Imagine if you were free from those things within your life. And you just let them go. What if I am free? What if I am free? Sometimes a perceived sense of being trapped can have a huge impact on you. So what if I am free? What if I am calm? What if I am free? What if I am calm? I am free. I am free. I am free. I am calm. I am calm. I am calm. Just pay attention to how your body feels as it rises and falls with each breath that you take. Just notice how the air comes in through your nose and then back out through your mouth. I am free. I am calm. I am free. I am calm. I hope this session has helped you to just bring some clarity to your mind and to allow yourself to simply relax. In these unprecedented times, I think the more help that we can have to enable us just to keep in the moment. My mantra has always been, the only expectation I have of today is no expectations. I say my mantra has always been, it's not always been. For the last maybe couple of years, 3 years, my mantra has been, my only expectation of today is no expectations. I'm currently living one breath at a time, and that's what works for me. I hope you find what works for you. Thank you.